Welcome back to our 9th grade CAD introduction. This is going to be your actual first exercise in working with AutoCAD. There is going to be a coordinate exercise sheet where you can experiment with the 3 coordinate systems used in CAD, and we're going to draw them also in AutoCAD. So as you go through this, we're going to figure out the systems first. You're going to fill in the blanks down here on the bottom of this sheet. And then you're going to try to draw this shape, kind of looks like a pickup truck, someone described it as, in CAD, all 3 different ways using all 3 coordinate systems for some points. So basically, we have 3 CAD systems, 3 coordinate systems in CAD, absolute, relative, and polar coordinates. And the way that you can input data to draw this shape, there are 3 different ways to do it. If you notice, this would be your CAD workspace, and the lower left-hand corner of our screen is going to be the 0, 0 point in an XY graph. So X would go across, Y would go up, just like you do in math class. And we have a start point here of 2, 2. So if we start at our 0 point, we count over 1, 2 dots, and up 1, 2 dots. That's going to be our start point. And we're going to go around this thing in a counterclockwise direction to fill this in. So absolute coordinate systems are basically just like any type of graph you've ever done in math class. Everything is referenced from the 0, 0 point. So you're going to be entering your coordinates as a straight X, Y. That's how you're going to enter these in here. So our start point, you're going to pick the line command in AutoCAD. You're going to type in 2, 2, and you're ready to go. That'll give you that first point. The next point is over here, because we're going to go around in a counterclockwise direction. So we're already over 1, 2 units. So now we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we're over 14, 1, 2. So our next coordinate is going to be 14, 2. Okay, now we're at this point. So our next coordinate system is going to be, we're already over 14, and then we're going to be up 1, 2, 3, 4 to get to that point. So our next coordinate is going to be 14, 4, and that gets us to here. Now our next coordinate's over here, so instead of 14, we're going to subtract 1, 2, 3 from it. Let's confirm that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so we're going to be over 11 and up 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be 11, 4. Now I could keep going through and doing all these, but hey, where's the fun in that? We'll let you do some of those. That would be how we draw it as an absolute coordinate system, and we'll test that out here in just a minute then. Our next one is considered as a relative coordinate system, because if you keep trying to draw and trying to remember where you're at in relation to 0, 0, it's never going to work, because rarely are things actually made in nice even inch increments that you can work with. So all you need to know is where you're coming from with each line. And in order to tell the computer we're going to do that, we're going to do an @ symbol and then X, Y. And what the @ symbol does is tell us that our 0, 0 point is moving with us. So we're still going to start 2, 2, just like we did before. Now our next coordinate system, we're going to have to hit the Shift number 2 key to get the @ symbol. And then we're going from here to here. This line is 12 long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we're not changing in the Y at all. We're not going up, we're not going down. We're just going, if this is 0, 0, we're just going over 12, 0. And our next coordinate system, we'll do the @ symbol again. This one we're just going straight up 2 inches, 1, 2 blocks. So we're not changing in the X, it's going to be 0, 2. And that gets us to here. Now our next coordinate system is going to be an @ symbol. Now this one you will actually have negative X or Y numbers. Anytime you go to the left or down, you're going to have a negative X and or a negative Y. So we're not changing in the Y, but we are changing in the negative X. We're going 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be negative 3, 0, because we're not going up or down. And we can continue down the entire process using the @ symbol. Okay, polar coordinates. Polar coordinates are a little different. We're going to use this little compass rose here. And in the previous lesson, I think we talked about 0 degrees is traditionally to the right, 90 straight up, 180 to the left, 270 to go straight down. And if you type negative 90, whenever you put a negative in front of a number, it'll be mirrored imaged across this horizontal axis. So negative 90 would be the same as 270. But in order to tell the computer that we're doing that now, we're not going to do an @ X, Y. We're going to do an @ the length of the line. Then we're going to use the Shift comma key. We're going to use the less than symbol instead of the comma. Same key as the comma, which is nice. And then we're going to type in the actual degree angle. abbreviate that box isn't quite long enough. So we're still going to start 2, 2. But now we know that line is 12 inches long. We can even add up these numbers. 3 plus 2 plus 4 plus 3. So it's going to be an at 12 less than symbol 0 degrees, because 0 degrees goes to the right. The next one is going to be an at symbol. It is 2 inches long going straight up, which is 90 degrees. At 2, angle 90. Okay, our next one, at, we're going 3 to the left. To the left is 180 degrees. So at 3, angle 180. You won't use negative distances. You always have a positive length, but you can have negative degree angles. Now as you go around here, this is going to be an interesting point for all 3 coordinate systems when you get here, because you're going over 2 and down 2 to get a 45 degree angle. So in the absolute coordinate system, you're going to have to think where that number is. In the relative coordinate system, it would be at -2, because you're going in the negative x, negative y. So it'd be at -2, -2 when you get to that point. Polar coordinates, you need to know the length of that line, because hey, here's a little math. The hypotenuse of a triangle is longer than the 2 sides. So you need to know at 45 to 180, figure out that angle, and there's your length. So let's try to draw these over here in CAD right now. So I'm going to go over here to AutoCAD. For this drawing, I would just say use no template, start with the imperial inch measurement system. And here's our drawing. Okay, so over here in AutoCAD, we're going to make a little bit of a change to the assignment. Since absolute coordinates is really just for practicing and recognizing the base system of how all CAD programs work, we're going to only draw this thing as relative coordinates and polar coordinates, but absolute coordinates needs to be filled out completely in this column, because the new version of AutoCAD really doesn't even bother much with AutoCAD or absolute coordinates anymore. It wants to default right away to relative coordinates. So rather than make any changes, we'll just work with relative and polar. So let's get this drawing started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the line command out of this, and I'm going to type in 2, 2 for my start point. And there's the start of my line, and I need to go at 12, 0. So we're going to hit the at symbol. We're going to type in 12, 0, enter. And there is a 12-inch long line. Okay, we need to go straight up 2, so that would be at 0, 2, because we're not changing in the x, we're only changing in the y. There it is. And now we're going to bring it back. Our next coordinate right here is at 0, 2. So we're going to flip those numbers. At 0, 2, enter. And notice I made a mistake, because I actually did that one twice. And here's what happens if you enter a coordinate wrong. Let's say you're not paying attention, you're just typing and not even looking at the screen yet, but all kinds of crazy lines like that. Just hit U and enter. And just keep doing that. U enter, U enter, U enter, till you get back to where you're right. You don't have to get out of the line command, you don't have to Control Z it, just U enter and undo each line string back to where you're right. This one should be at -3, 0. And then we would continue with the shape to go in all the way around. Now I'm just going to escape out of the line command, and I'm going to go to my modify menu. Actually, I'll just do it this way. I'll just box everything and hit the delete key on my keyboard, and I'm ready to start fresh with polar coordinates. So I'm going to select my line command again. I'm going to type in 2, 2 to start. Okay, and my first one is at 12 inches long. The shift comma key to get the less than symbol. And you see it actually shows up by my cursor here on the screen, and this would be 0 degrees, enter. Okay, now we need to go straight up 2 inches at a 90 degree angle. So at 2, less than, comma key for the less than symbol, shift comma, and 90 to go straight up, enter. And the next one, we're going to bring it over 3 inches to the left, which is 180 degrees. So at 3, shift comma, 180. Enter. And we would continue around to draw the shape that way as well. And there you have it, some basics of CAD. Remember that undo command so you don't have to get out of a line command. Good luck.